Hello and welcome back to the Necromancer's Tale. We're a lich. We did it. We completed the ritual and are now undead. We are super, super powerful. People still like us. The military still trusts us. Outsiders still trust us. The kids are feeling neutral about us. The educated people and the gentry really don't like us. That might have something to do with the horde of undead we're wandering around with. I don't entirely know what to do with these guys right now. They said that they would be back with a book from the library. Oh, we can't even go into the chapel anymore. I guess that makes sense. There are no longer guards at that gate to talk to. I kind of just wanted to go chat with Svit and just be like, hey, brother, look at me. I'm a zombie now. Because when I told him I was going to become a lich, he was like, not cool. I will not help you. But he was like, maybe go talk to these people. The slums are just empty. Like, there's Bozina. You know, I should have just left all the guys at the crypt. There's so many of them. Hello, Bozina. But you know what? She hates me. Be gone, lest I slay you, old woman. Good afternoon to you, sir. I must now get back to my shop. I'll be real. I was expecting a bit more of a reaction there. Svit, how we doing, buddy? No? No comment. All right. I think we literally just have to wait till the homies come back with the page from the library. I gotta be real. If they don't give me an answer, I'm probably gonna kill them. We pretty quickly went from being like, let's be a bit of a good guy, to just full-blown being like, somebody crosses me, murder. Instant murder. An X potion or a Phoenix down will one-shot me. Oh no, you're right. What a fool I am. It's just like fighting that zombie train. Yeah, I would love a ghost train or a zombie train. That'd be a great way to get around here. I love that they were like, you can now fast travel, but also, if you have zombies, you cannot fast travel. Thankfully, at least our skeletons know how to keep up with us. My honor guard. There's no we in this. It's you. You personally. You're a screwed up person. So I created a horde of undead and became a monster. Can you blame me? I mean, you probably could, but I'd prefer it if you didn't. You guys could just like chill here. That'd be cool. Go back in the crypt. Dude, Channing hadn't even left yet. All right. Quick save. Advance the time of day. Check my journal. The chicken thieves might be useful. I didn't even think about them. Would they know how to get secret Eldritch knowledge? Probably not, hey? Wonder what all the other options are in the game? Yeah, me too. Oh. Chicken giver, friend. We helped one time. As the creature spoke, I could see others shivering in fear and backing away. You unnatural death man, quickly say your need. We keep honor, then we go. They're the only ones who've actually responded to me. You know what I gotta do? I gotta go in this farmhouse right now. Hierarchy have messed up. Night Lords, Drukari, Ultra Smurfs, then me. They're gone. Boots. Honey, flour, carrots, pumpkins. I don't need any of that. Did they flee? With my siblings? Devils. Oh. Here we go again, walking across the map. There's a bunch of soldiers outside of town with a carriage. Maja! Also, you weren't there before. Also, you're still alive? They say there's necromancy afoot. They say you're involved. Very well. Not quite the reaction I was expecting there. Seeing as I'm literally an undead lich wearing a crown and have about 50 zombies following me around and a bunch of skeletons. Can we talk to Annie now? That's a great question. No. Good guess, though. Very good guess. Why are ultramarines in that list? Ultramarines are pretty bad. They're pretty evil. I think all of the, anyone who serves the Emperor is evil in 40k. They're worse than the Drukari, but not as bad as Agent. They're worse than the Drukari? I would not go that far. It's really funny because you can see these guards with muskets on the walls, but I'm like, shouldn't they be shooting me? I would like to approach this from this angle, I think. I must wait for everyone to arrive. It'll take some time to gather my forces. What did I do to Annie? I made her immortal. I made it so that she would never leave my side. A group of mercenary soldiers was hurrying along the road on the way to join Gervaisi's armies. They looked frightened to see me. Oh yeah, I attacked the hell out of them. What, are you kidding me? You're gonna need a lot more troops, buddies. I am also going to need a lot more troops. Thankfully, you will fix that problem for me. We have so much magic. Skeletor. Bones. Bob. Random zombies. I mean, the truth of the matter is I don't think I need all of them in action here. Definitely like the brigands with the spears. I don't need. The guys with the halberds are really useful. Okay, there's a huge fence here. That's going to be my ultimate enemy. I feel like a bunch of these Venetians have also like lost AP. All right, that's probably enough people. I'm gonna summon clearance. What about this new ability? Chilling Mist. Envelop an area with cold graveyard mist, which drains the resolve of all mortals, reducing their AP. Clicks a hex to target it. The further away it is, the less chance of success. Oh, yeah. That's good. Then my Wraith can come out. Let's put you there, maybe. They're going to start donking up all my guys right now. Wow. So the guys in that mist cloud only get a single attack. Get him, Bones. Guys are out of control. Skeletor. Zombie soldiers. Oh, you also have a sword. You have a halberd. Are we just done here? I really want to test out these demons. Wow, that was so good. Everybody go here, please. Please get the hell out of the way. Awaken. I don't know what I need this money for, but who knows? I might. You never know when you need the truly evil. Okay, now we have a carriage to deal with. That was pretty successful, I would argue. Just not imagining getting flanked by 30 zombies and not noticing it until they're inside my butt. Coach guard was stopped here while some of the soldiers relieved themselves from within a muffled cry. Albric! I'm coming! I'll save you, Albric. Kill them, Eddie. Kill them all. So many zombies. Oh, you can't stand there? Oh, that's a bit unfortunate, but okay. Can't attack. The guy out on the flank failed. Thankfully, I have a bajillion mana at this point. That guy's toast. You can't reach. Come on. Got a spear. Getting a little hard to do this now. It's not who I selected at all. I know that's Rebecca, so... Jacob. Annie. Brigand. Yanko. Where the hell is Rebecca here? Ah, there she is. What the hell, man? Why did you select that brigand? You have a sword. You have a sword. You have a halberd. All right, so you should be able to hit him then. I literally can't. There we go. Dead? One, two, three, an attack. Oh, the halberds are so good. Just move you into range. 1, 2, attack. 125, man. God damn these halberds. Let's just poison blast this guy. Dunzo. As the battle concluded in my favor, Albrecht peered from within the coach. I let the coachman go. Why? Never forget payday for the fight, right? Reason you're picking up gold is because two things are certain, undeath and taxes, and they're going to come for that Taj. Not even covering half the screen. I know, right? We got to let this army grow. Our family steward was in a terrible way, bruised and bloodied, clothes torn, and bent low with pain, his face awash with fear as he faced me. My lord. What of my mother? Dear Lady Juliana, you know she was taken by the guard when they stormed the house? I'm afraid I've not been able to tend to her for several days. I heard she is taken ill. Your aunt was watching over her, I think, but that was some days ago. Without her medicine, I fear the worst, Turg. What transpires in the city? The Baron's soldiers are rounding up everyone associated with you. Our house has been raided and boarded up. Are you still loyal to me after all that has happened? I am, child, to you and your parents both. That is good to hear. All right, that's it for me. Take the money, take the money, get the hell out of the way. Alberic, I also need you to get the hell out of the way. Let's awaken these guys. God, this does not bother Alberic at all. Move. Pick up nearby body. Move here. Drop body. Move here. Awaken. Awaken. Whoops. Couple more in here. Move. Move. Money, awaken. Last but not least, Jesus Christ, man, pick up the body. Everybody follow me. Who's got that body? There you are. Drop that body. Drop that body. Take that money. Well, Outbreak, are you just going to stand in the road here? I guess yes. Started doing Hema. Halberd's ridiculously good. All right. Well, I would argue that was successful at least. Need to be inside a cave to pass time. I guess those demons can't really have my soul. Hey, Skelly Armis. What are you doing up here? I'm gonna clean this up just because I might need those candles. Grizzly bear. Man, I wish I could bring the grizzly bears back to life. I'm so annoyingly lost here right now. There's the cave. God damn. Like, I'm kind of the opinion I should probably just leave, like, all of my followers right here. Only get them when they're needed. And let the horde just hang out. There he is. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry I've been gone so long. I have been in a dark place, but I feel bad that I haven't at least snuck on to support my favorite streamer, as you have brought me many moments of joy. And I love the community. I hope all is well.
Dude, thank you so much. That means a lot. But also, like, don't ever, especially if you're not feeling well, like, don't ever let having to come here be a source of anything that'll give you any kind of like negative, or being here or not being here. Don't let that make you feel bad, especially as well if you're not like feeling super hot. I've certainly dealt with a lot of that in my life, still do from time to time. So I like to be here. I'm always here. We're always here. The community's always here. And hopefully we're here to provide a bit of relief and a bit of like freedom of thought from all the pressing day to day and the darkness of the day to day. You know, that's what I want to be here. Life is dark enough. You should always just come here to see us stab babies and raise the undead. You know, that kind of thing. I do appreciate the 8 months, though, and I do appreciate all the nice love. It is always a pleasure to have you here in the chat areas. You are welcome anytime. Anytime. Halberd's truly unbalanced in a 1v1. I mean, this was like basically the entire principle of like the Chinese armies. It is evening. Do you wish to advance time? I actually don't think I do. I think that guy said he'd be back by evening. So let's go visit Diedrich. Uh-oh. How'd you get outside the city walls? Agent goes from being evil lich lord to heartfelt content creator. There's got to be a bit of balance, right? I can't just be like, yes, you must be here. You must watch the stream until you die. And then in death, you will also continue to keep watching the stream. You will be a viewer forever. You know things are bad in the world when stabbing baddies is an escape from it. Exactly. Diedrich waited for me here, looking anxiously. It's good to see that you're alive, though you look very unwell. I mean, I don't know that I am alive. I have with me a book that should help with the translation you seek. I didn't trust the creepy old man, so I brought it myself. Did they not arrest you? They brought me to the keep for questioning, but let me go when I convinced them I knew nothing of your necromancy. Have you seen my mother? She's taken into the keep. It's all I know. Is Albert okay? He shelters in my house at the moment. His wounds were not serious. Dietrich is lying. Many soldiers arrive. You must have seen them. Gervais' guards have raided your house. The city is under curfew. He fled back into the city. I mean, is he lying? Maybe he's not. The mystical text contained enough common material I could decipher the astral walk ritual. It appeared that my next port of call would be the mystical realm among the stars where Aldous dwelt. I'm curious if this other guy has shown up. Oh, right. I guess he wouldn't because Dietrich showed up for me. Book. Whereby the lich may leave the earthly form and travel to the astral planes, there to step outside of the mortal realm and see the past and the future. Boil together mullein leaves, lavender and blue tuberose flowers. Place in a pillowcase. Pray to the goddess Hecate as you lie on that pillow, for she shall provide psychic enhancement so that one can journey through the dreams. Mullein leaves. Lavender I have. A pillowcase I know where to get. I don't have any of these other things. Require some herbs. Lavender, mullein, and blue turbolos. She'll be back later tonight. Man, I wish I didn't tell Svid I was going to become a lich. He was a real homie. But also, I guess he's not my brother. How does he know where Albert went to him? RP, fashion, greater than ability to RP, greater than stats. I mean, fact, I should be running around with a steel helmet on, but instead I'm like, let's wear this crown because it's a sick drip. I did also want to know, how does this look with the death shroud on? Boop, 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 boop. Death shroud. Nah. Her fancy royal gown is better. I was thinking about leaving the military medal, like, in the dungeon. Also, because I thought maybe this would be a safer place for it. Technically, if I die, like, as long as this military medal is secure, then I come back to life. So I'm just thinking, like, if I die, I don't want them to take the medal and destroy it, like burn everything on my body. Nobody's going into that dungeon anyway. So there are pillowcases in here. Oh, there's also an oven here. That's good. I took a pillow. I don't know. I took a knife to it. I guess a pillow just counts as a pillowcase. Excuse me, zombie soldier. What are you doing here? Oh, I can also ask you for herbs. Aha. Honestly, dude, I'm just you're gonna stay there. Sherman is leaving. He said he'd be back later this night with all the herbs I need. I learned that lavender grows near the forest near the northeast. I searched myself but couldn't find any. That was goddamn useless. I know that lavender grows in the northeast. It's not the lavender I'm confused about how to find. It's all the other stuff. Need a place I can protect with a spell. Leave some undead there and don't let Dumbledore know about it. Yeah, I mean, I would love to be able to cast my protection spell. I guess technically I could do something like leave it in the family crypt. And then put like that death ward on it that death fogs anyone who comes near me. So this was the cave where we found the obsidian and we banged those fey creatures. But it also had this other room. That had nothing in it, but was very suspicious. But unfortunately, it still has nothing in it. I wish I didn't scare off Bozina, because I guarantee you she'd be able to find all these things I need right now. But she might like show back up. I'm very confused why she's allowed to walk outside the city also. We banged some fays. Well, we danced with them. We made out with them. We most certainly did that. Spit is gone. I'm gonna look to see if she's like respawned here. Firewood. What's this? Oh, this is just Clarence's family pew. Mistletoe. Yeah, I've never seen most of those herbs ever again. And I don't want to send Albric running about the forest. I care about Albric. He's my loyal servant. And he has, like... kept my secret for an extremely long time. I think I probably have to wait for Bozina to respawn. Which should be now. You know, one of the good things, at least we don't need sleep. So when you decided on becoming a lich, did you ever think you would prance around like a bloody fairy? Picking flowers? No, I gotta admit this is a bit of a surprise. I didn't see this being where I would go. I like that I like found 3 minions. And I was like, go do this for me. Go find these flowers. And they were like, well, all we figured out was where lavender was. And it's like, you dummies. I already had lavender. That was like the one thing I didn't need. Truly useless. I don't know, man. Someone at the tavern, maybe? Just probably closed at this hour. Oh my god, I can't go anywhere. Just checking to see if there's like anybody else, any other armies respawning or anything. So also, like, the one guy who did find what I was looking for, he doesn't come back. God, these guys are useless. Oh, you're right. The chicken thieves. They probably could get what I need. Sugarloaf, mullein, and lavender. I'm not. Let me just see if Bozina respawns in the afternoon. Squirk, squirk. Because I feel like she is the obvious answer to this without using one of my, like, one-shot things. But I already told her to run away or I would kill her. So it looks like I will be asking the chicken guys. That's fine. We had him here for a reason. Oops. Leave them a sign. Hi, Mona. Speaking of my little chicken creature. My little chicken thief. I seek tuberose, mullein, and lavender. Can you help? We know all herbs, yes, but one favor, not 3 favors. Get each of these herbs for me or Deathman will eat you. The creature shrieked in fear and jumped around almost comically. They scared off across the fields. Before too long, they returned, each bearing a small bundle of foliage. Now we go. The favor is gone. Blue tuberose and the mullein bush. Yeah, I literally don't know where these would have been anyway. Boil together mullein, lavender, and place them in a pillowcase. Okay. Well, there's a stove here. Committed unspeakable acts to gain unlimited power and immortality. Now time to pick some flowers and make a nice herbal tea. It's basically it, yeah. Sweet smelling fumes. Hecate Dream Pillow. Fashion the magical pillow of Hecate. And then quick save. And then make sure that's all I need to do. Pray to the goddess Hecate as you lie on the pillow, for she shall provide psychic enhancement. It was Hecate's ritual pillow, and there was a bed. I prayed to the goddess and lay down to sleep on the enchanted pillow. After some time I awoke, nothing had happened. Perhaps I needed to seek a bed in an enchanted place where the veil between worlds is thin, someplace sacred to her. I had a feeling. Not an ideal spot to sleep, but this is where Rosario had lived, and so I hoped a place where the goddess might be watching. Then I just spent 2 points on to figure that one out. I dreamt that I walked through a void where there were no things. I felt time pass, millennia it seemed. Clouds of gas coalesced, circling one beside another in a celestial dance. Mana increased. Finally, the planet of Saturn drew near, and I knew its majestic rings, though Galileo itself could not have seen such astounding clarity. I awoke. Achievement unlocked. Walk between worlds. Whoa. Cool. The very earth here seemed to defy all rational thought. I felt buoyant, as if I could leap into the abyss and float forever. I should expect nothing conform to expectations in this place. This isn't really how astral travel works, but, like, sure, why not, I guess. The needle of my compass was moving about in an unnatural way, as if pointing north to some nearby point. Okay, well, there's cool stuff going on there, but I really want to know what's over here as well. Because when a video game tells you to go one way, you should always go every other way first. Strange plants, unlike anything I've seen, somehow grew in this fractured landscape, bountiful and eerily haunting. I wondered how they flourished in such a place. Whoa. Can I go through here? Oh, I can. Ooh. I could tell I was nearing the center of the magnetism by the erratic movement of my compass that led me towards and into the insane palace that now lay ahead of me. This is cool as hell. This is where the Aldous body snatches you? I think so, yeah. Who made you the expert on how astral travel works? Who are you, Gandalf? I have secrets I don't talk about. Bit harsh. What strange architecture was this? Nothing wrought by human hands, but twisted and molded by power and intent. Pure will made stone. Mona is really interested in this place. Aldous, how you doing, buddy? Trapped here? Here among the madness sat a calm figure cloaked in purple atop a floating throne. His gaunt face, which I had seen before in my visions, regarded me with amusement. So, Van Elstrick, you have come to me. I came, but not for you. I came for answers. I'll just say, what is this place? You are in my domain on the astral plane, a world between worlds where the spirit reigns. One of many such places, I believe. Here, one with the requisite attunement may view the past and the many possible futures as easily as flipping through the pages of a book. This has been my home for 6 years, my palace, my fortress, my prison. You've transcended death, Lich. Surely this should be a simple matter to overcome. While my spirit wanders lost without its soul vessel, I suffer the same fate as all other dead. I cannot cross without the aid of a necromancer. Zelig, yes, but he died before our plans could be enacted. It falls to you now. You must finish what your father started. Why should I help you? Yes, I suppose it's time you know the truth. Ask your questions now and I will answer. Me being savaged by astral hearing has no bearing on this thing. Yeah, he's totally using us, right? It seems I'm not my father's child after all. Did you know of this? You may not be his blood, but you are of his in every other sense. I knew it from the moment I spoke to you of that dream dock. You would be the key to everything. I'm not concerned with your goals right now, Lich. I asked about my father. It was while Zelig was away, unwittingly helping me with my research, that your mother found comfort in the arms of her former love, and you were the result of that union. I already know this. Do not waste my time. Very well. Your birth was a momentous occasion. I was at Zelig's side as he paced the halls, and Juliana's screams echoed off the walls of the house. I was there as those screams faded to silence. Your mother died that night. She perished bringing you into this world. It was only through the powers I'd obtained by studying the book that I was able to help. She's not undead. What did you do to her? I will admit I held a tenderness in my heart for her. Like most others, I flooded her body with necromantic power and tethered her life force to Zelig. Only through his existence did she continue living. Now with Zelig dead, your mother is fading. Her mind and memory unravels as her life ebbs. It's only a matter of time until she passes over. No matter. Death bows to me now. Once this business with Gervaise is complete, I will bring her back myself. Your father was furious at my interference, fearing my dabbling in such magics would have unintended consequences, but when he truly realized what he almost lost, what I saved, he came around. He could no longer ignore the benefits of wielding this power. If you're so powerful, how did you get trapped here? Your father's death threw much into disarray. After we won the war in Venice, I kept the book, telling Gervaise that it had been destroyed. Zelig, seeing the wisdom in my continued studies, aided me. After a time, Gervaise began to suspect I had not given up necromancy as I had vowed. When he confided these suspicions to Zelig, the two of us redoubled our efforts to learn what we could. I wished to conduct the ceremony of Endless Night, but I had no infant relatives, and were not confident that Gervaise would wait another 9 months before attempting to intervene. So we found another way, a way that would require death on a massive scale. So I started the war. How does this complete the ceremony of Endless Night? Your father was against it, of course. He argued if there were 2 methods, surely there was a third, and we could find it if we looked hard enough and long enough. But Gervaise's suspicions threatened everything, and I could not risk delay. Why did you not simply kill him? It seemed like his death would have solved many problems, both yours and mine. Gervaise was a war hero and a politician who had spent the intervening years building powerful connections and solidifying his reputation. His death would have spurred an inquest I could not afford. Under cover of night, I traveled to a nearby village, slaughtered every man, woman, and child. None escaped. The amount of necromantic energy harnessed from that event was enough to complete my ritual, but the event was also all Gervaise needed to move against me, and thus the Lich War began. He rallied his troops, and I fashioned mine. All the while, Zelig worked to stop us both, though he could not admit to Gervaise he was working with me, lest he also be put to the sword. Of course, my powers were fledgling, and while I celebrated the victory of my ascension, I was losing the war. With each battle, I could see Zelig's loyalty slipping. And so I approached Zelig with a plan to end the war. I would allow them to defeat me together. You should have killed him when you had the chance. Aldous ignored me in his flow. A madness blazed in his eyes. Gervaise's troops destroyed my body, and Zelig made a spectacle of destroying my soul vessel, but I was no longer tethered to it. You see, I was here on the astral plane, biding my time. Zelig would continue our studies, he would learn and grow, and then he would summon me back to the land of living, and together we would continue our work, no longer under the scrutiny of Gervaise and the rest of Rolfstein. But then Zelig himself was slain. And so your plans were undone. Or we call him a coward? Zelig was the only one left who could challenge him, who knew his secret, but Gervaise failed to consider me. I will not be as foolish. No, you won't be. You will succeed where I have failed. If men like Gervaise are allowed to remain in power, then you and I and others like us will be forced to remain in the shadow or be outright slaughtered. It is not just our survival that hinges on this. Look into the brazier and I will show you. I turned to the gigantic pit of fire that hovered above a hole in the stars. As I stared into the light, the flickering flames began to take form, filling my mind with visions. Humanity has within it the ability to do great things, to create, to invent, to progress. Before me was a city, taller and wider than any I'd seen before. Gleaming towers rose as tall as mountains. Their tops, lost in the clouds, were great metal dragons soared through the sky. People filled the streets. Rivers of humanity flowed like blood through the veins of civilization. The sun was warm on my face. The air was sweet and clean. There's so many people. But this is just but one city of hundreds, thousands, humanity not just surviving, but thriving. We are that progress. You and I, Turg, are the next evolution of humanity. Without us, men like Gervaise will decide the fate of the world. He sees no difference between the arts of necromancy and the study of science. He would see both destroyed. The vision before me crumbled away, replaced with a dark skyline. The gleaming towers were gone, and in their place, digi-manufacturers belched thick smoke from tall chimneys. The rivers ran black with filth. The smell was overwhelming. Death, disease, and decay. People filled the streets, but their backs were bent from ceaseless labor, their feet dragging with exhaustion. Should Gervaise get his way, the world will enter a new dark age. The people will toil, they will suffer and die. Famine will run rampant, disease will spread, war will be inevitable and eternal. That kind of sounds like what I want. The vision shifted again, this time to a battlefield. Men crawled on their bellies in mud-filled trenches, the sound of gunfire and cannons around them. Huge metal wagons rumbled across the landscape, crushing soldiers beneath them as they went. I could feel the rain on my face and screams echoed in my ears. Aldous and I stood on a bridge overlooking a tranquil city river. A huge roar filled the sky, and a fire like the sun erupted before us. Oh my god. We're gonna nuke the world with lich nukes. Humanity, with its potential for such greatness, will fall. As the blinding light faded, I found myself standing again in the heart of his sanctuary in the astral realm. Now you know the fates before us. Should we not act? A weapon to end all war or end all life? It is hard to understand. War beyond any that we can imagine, surely. An apocalyptic bomb. The Zoroastrians could be right in more ways than we know, Turg. Their prints are all over our book, which you now own. They told of a great reckoning, that all life is a struggle between good and evil. It was as if the world-shattering explosion had burned the haze away, and I finally saw things clearly for the first time. It had been but a vision, but its horrible power had washed over me. In its wake, I knew... that either Gervais was a short-sighted man with petty ambition who fought against progress in a vain effort to cling to what power he had. He would see the world wallow in mud until the end of his days. Only by following through with my plan and finally avenging my father could we be free. Aldous and Zelig had clouded my mind with thoughts of revenge and promises of power. Gervais might be arrogant and harsh in his punishment, but he was doing what was best for the people. Mortals were weak and too afraid to claim the power offered to them. Aldous and I were akin to gods, and it was time I embraced my potential and claimed my place beside him. I do like the one where I become a god. I think that's what we're gonna do. The future would be what we decided, and the mortals would worship us for it. I feel you have come to a decision. I can see it on your face. What will you do? I have decided on nothing. I'll lie to him. I don't necessarily need Aldous. Lies do not become you, but very well. Return to your sanctuary and prepare yourself, young man. My mind set, I knew I should return to the mortal plane and enact my plan, or speak again now to Aldous to reconsider it. Yeah, I mean, I think we've gone total crackpot insane at this point. I think we're going like full power. Obviously, Aldous is going to betray us, but my goal is to betray him first. Rule Marns, become a leader of a one-province minor in Germany, right? Like, that's, yeah. That option, I was like, well, that's not... I want to rule much more than just Marns. Like... I want to take Gervais's plans to attack the Queen. Chapter 16, Legions of the Dead. Very good, Turk Van Elstrick. You and I then shall progress together as equals. Open the book now and view the final ritual. With this enchanted item, none will stand in our way. Once you've collected the components, travel to the sea cliffs north of Marns. Just outside the city walls, a great battle once took place there long before our time. You will find the mandrake you require. What about the amber? I have amber. From Zala. The smell of smoldering wood chased away my celestial visions, and I woke upon the burnt-out remains of Rosario's hut. My body felt heavy as if I had slept for days. How long had I been talking to Aldous? Time perhaps passed differently on the astral plane. I had made my choice. Now it's time to see it through. Diedrich, watch your step, old man. I think it's around here. My word! Two men emerged from the trees. Blood streaked Diedrich's face and hands as he pulled a thorny branch to the side of my manservant. They stopped and gasped at the ruins before Diedrich spotted me. Yes, Turg, I came back for you. I couldn't leave Eldrick wandering alone, and besides, he convinced me. My friend, you've got to leave quickly. He's built an army now that assembles at the North Gate. Your uncle means to destroy you for his deeds. He bounded over, grabbed my hand, and instantly recoiled. It's true then. You did it. You became one of them. I suspected something was happening when last we met. Do not presume you understand. There's no time for your fears. An army, you say? It's true what he says, young master. Your uncle seeks to kill you. He's desperate. A whole army just for you. I knew better. Gervais had ruled his army to take over the throne of Rolstein. It was merely an obstacle in his way. I'll tell Albrecht anything. He has higher pursuits than me. I uncovered evidence that Gervais plans to overthrow the Queen. I merely represent a convenient opportunity for him to show his hand without raising much suspicion. If you're here, he must deal with you. He will turn his army northward. You've got to leave, Turg. He's even mobilized the guard, Willard leading them. He's the one who did this. He gestured at the remains of the building behind me. Spend a point to identify a way to use Willard. Was he a weak chain in Gervais' command? If I reminded him that Gervais had done when Willard was a child, might I sow discord in the ranks? Could you get a message to Willard? I wish to speak with him in secret. I suppose I could. They don't really think much of me. I'm scared, though, to approach someone on a battlefield. Tell him I'd like to meet him to discuss his mother and what Gervais did to her. The less you know, the better. I cannot meet him in the Rune Church. On the northwest of Marns would make a good meeting spot, near the sea cliffs. Well, I'm going there anyway to get the mandrake. Do the CK3 play tall approach? I mean, if I have a necromantic army. I feel like he should meet me here because this is where his mother lived and there might be memories he has connected to this place. Is there somewhere I could stay that is safe out there where you can find me to hear Willard's reply? The Miller farmhouse is empty, yeah. Diedrich would be safe there for the moment. He was no fighter. He would do more harm than good out in the open. Albrecht will also go there. Great. I've decided to ally with elders and bring the whole kingdom to its knee. Direct me to the sea cliffs to find the mandrake. See whether Diedrich Willard will agree to a secret meeting. Prepare my forces to meet Gervais at the north gate. To complete the Legions of Dead and enchant an amber artifact, I must harvest a sentient mandrake root and boil it in a cow's milk with the artifact. Here's the mandrake roots. As I stepped into the field, I could feel the weight of souls in the air and hear the distant cries of horror that would be inaudible to mortals. Something terrible and magnificent happened here long ago. This is where I would find the sentient mandrake required. I looked about to discern which of these bushes might have a sentient root and became aware of the host of spirits all about, floating on the wind, like kites tethered to strings. I reached out with my power until I found a spirit that I fancied and plucked it from the throng, summoning it forth. It spoke, though its language was foreign to me. I don't know it. The magic that tied it to me made its thoughts clear, emerging from the morning haze. My thoughts returned to the ancient spirit Zala, who had been my servant for a time. How much could she have accomplished for me had I been able to communicate with her properly? With the powers I now held, my potential was limitless. I am here, says the ancient spirit. What happened here? Raiders, pirates, and pillagers came to loot and slaughter. We were a simple village and could not defend ourselves. Blood soaked the field. Men and women, our children, our animals, none survived. Can you not hear them? Echoing across the ruin. We are trapped here by our suffering. Trapped, bound to the blood and the dirt. It anchors us here and we cannot leave. I have the power to free you. I will require your aid in return. I free the spirits. Reaching out with my magic, I traced the strands of power that kept the spirits bound here. Strands of anguish and unresolved murder and lives not lived. Strands like roots in the blood-soaked earth. It was a simple thing to snap the strands and free this wretch. I am free, thank you. It turned towards a warmth whose force I could not see. If you have questions, ask them quickly. I hasten to my eternal rest. Who are you? I no longer remember my name. Everyone has a name. Why have you summoned me? I asked the question, spirit, not you. I'm looking for mandrake root. The spirit spun off towards a patch of mandrakes near some overhanging rock. As I arrived, I saw it bathed in warm light, and then it dissipated quickly, leaving just a gentle sigh of relief on the sea breeze. I mean, I could obviously find these myself. Pulled on the plant, the earth itself seemed to resist me, refusing to give up its bounty, but I was persistent and the ground relented. The root twisted and shrieked, its stems writhing beneath my fingers.
I shall not go.
You're happy here in the dirt?
Your touch is cold. The earth is warm. Put me back. My friends will mourn.
Oh my god, it speaks in rhymes. And you rhyme.
Can a sparrow catch a hawk? I cannot help the way I talk.
A plan with a mind and voice of its own. I didn't know such things were possible.
There are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy.
What?
No mind, but I opined about the limits of mankind. Please, please put me back. The ground is nicer than your sack.
Quite enough of that. Into the bag. I ignore the cries of protest and drop the root into my satchel. Oh, that worked. Hey, there's a tower down here. Can you go into this? No. Punish it. People who rhyme are wankers. Well, I don't know that that's true, but we will certainly take it. I do need some cow milk. Moo. Moo indeed, young cow. Cooking pot. Cooking pot. I caught it. It tried to run away. I held it in place with my will. Filled this pot with milk. With mulk. Killed my girlfriend. What chances do you have with a talking root? I know, right? That's kind of how I feel here. So how's this work? Crystal of amber may be enchanted by boiling it in concoction of cow's milk and the root of a sentient mandrake. Through this, the necromancy may reanimate a freshly dead body without ritual or delay, even though battle rages about. This rare sentient root of mandrake may be found among other normal crops in ancient places where great deeds of evil have occurred. So, just put cow milk here. Just put my amulet in here. And the mandrake root. Brought the milk to a boil, then dropped the mandrake shrieking into the pot. Its screams faded after a few seconds, and I stirred the concoction, breaking the root into small pieces with a spoon. Legions of the dead acquired. Once the concoction was prepared, I added the ancient amber necklace and let it boil until the golden resin began to glow. Whispers filled the room, voices from beyond. I knew the ritual was complete. When worn, I can raise dead bodies as zombies instantly. Mana boost +6. Well, now we're absolutely jacked. 66 mana. If only we had 600 more. Not to mention quoting Shakespeare, right? Only pretentious people quote Shakespeare? I quote Shakespeare all the time. I got your message to Willard. He might be there already. Tell me more about this army he's built. It's huge that the North Gate should come here any minute. How are you holding up? I'm fine, Turg. Sure, the interrogation wasn't fun, but they didn't hurt me. They think I'm too simple to know anything, and maybe I don't know much, but they got nothing out of you. Thank you, my friend. That you still consider me a friend means you're still you after all. How'd you get out of the city? We snuck out while we were sending supply carts out to the field. Almost got caught a time or two, but your man Albrick is more shrewd than I thought. There's no going back that way, and I don't want to. Okay. I have some preparations to make. It's too dangerous here. You must make away with haste. Tell me about the army. So many soldiers. I not care for violence. I will serve you as ever I served your father, but I cannot defend you against slings and arrows. How'd you get out of Marns? He showed a brief flash of pride, which was almost comical. It wasn't so difficult. The soldiers were sending supply carts out of the city, and we merely went along with them. So many years protecting your father's secrets has prepared me well. Afraid there's no going back now. After your previous arrests, I was very careful. All right, let's go talk to Willard. Also stab 2 babies, yeah. I did unnecessarily stab 1 baby and necessarily stab another baby. The smolders of the burnt-out hut had settled by the time I returned, leaving little but rubble, broken boards, and shattered pots. Willard stood surveying the handiwork. He looked up as I approached, his face twisted in a mix of rage and something softer, pliable. I've come at your request, but know this, I regard you as an enemy. It pains me to see you fallen so far down the path of evil. Look at you, Turg. What happened to you? What would drive you down this path? I need not know. Those of us hold in great esteem often hurt us. He leveled his sword in my direction. A laugh bubbled up in my chest. Willard was nothing, no matter how much he had trained, nor did he stand a chance against the power I wielded. And your message, what could you know about my mother? She died a long time ago. It was nobody's fault. Gervais helped me, yet you imply he did something? I will not hear these lies. This poor man had no idea. He didn't understand. He did not even know his own pain. It was time to decide. Expose him to his pain and ply him to my side, or let him live in ignorance and meet him in battle. You've forgotten, Willard. Let me remind you. I held up my hand, and a thin, slivery mist flowed from my fingers and into his eyes. The colors drained from his irises, and before us, the vision played out.
What are you doing?
No, sir. We've
been through this.
Be safer.
No, sir, please.
Why are they doing this? Gah!
No.
No, I refuse to believe this. This is some trick you, black magic, something you've made up. Mother. He held his hand to his head and his sword wavered in the air. Mother, he took you away. He took you from that orphanage and he put me in the orphanage. He took you from me and put me in that orphanage. How could I forget? Sometimes we forget so that it does not hurt. He told me she died. She must have died. He wouldn't have kept me from her, would he? No, Gervais has done so much for me. I cannot allow you to confuse me with your conjuring. What matters is now. He's cared for me, given me work, and offered me counsel. Your mother was caught and censured for witchcraft. Marns had his own witch not too long ago. She even called out to you before she died. Does she not bear a striking resemblance? His face went white. A witch? It couldn't be. That woman was hanged. Was a necromancer. He told me so. A threat to the city, an ally of your ally. She couldn't have been. Willard's sword clattered to the ground as he fell to his knees. What happened at her hut? I should have known. She looked at me with 3 pairs of eyes, but they were all the same, her eyes. She called me by my name, though we had never met. I thought it was a trick. Tears streamed from his eyes. I took her, just as you took all those years ago. I delivered her to the gallows. She told me, she tried to tell me, and I didn't listen. She would have said anything to get free. I convinced myself that she was the enemy. Your whole life was based on that lie. How could you believe her? I don't know. I don't know. I had Willard right where I needed him. Fight for me. I cannot guarantee your life, but I can offer you revenge. So be it. I can't forgive Gervais for what he has done, so I will join you. I may even be able to bring some small number of troops to my cause. Let us make arrangements. I'll be at your side on the battlefield. He rose to his feet, gathered his sword, and left. Sick. This whole time I've been saying I want the guards on my side. Now, did I infect them with a deadly plague? Yes. But I'm not sure that matters. Just gonna pop into the old crypt, say goodbye to Papa. See if these idiots have anything for me. Have you heard of the army which I hear rumor? They're no match for you. A good swift strike to their flank will rout them in short order. Distract Gervais while I make my final preparations. Do I need that? I was arrested? No. I've never been arrested. They tried to arrest me, and I ran out of town. So they're going to form a distraction. It seems like something they might actually be capable of doing. Svit and the rebellion will not help me. They would have been the other allies I could gather here. I can dig at the dolmen again. That's new. What would this give me? Oh. hunk of amber. That's fine, because we have the amber necklace, which is an even better thing, because I can wear it and get +6 mana. I think that's it. Does anybody remember where I left my army? The cave? God, how did I misplace an entire army? Typical astral mage, so high on his horse he forgot where his army is. There we go. Okay, they are here. I was like, there can't be a lot of places. But I knew I had to put them somewhere. Dab on your dab. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the agency. Let's start this fight. The final battle. Follow me, please. Clearly woke up and chose violence today, right? All right, hold on. Let's do a hard save here. I'm ready to face my army. Surely not. You cannot mean to take on that army alone. I have decided, and I'm not exactly alone. Well, there might be more to prepare. Just check my journal. Claim my power. Right? Like, that's it. We have everything in the spellbook. We have Legions of the Undead. That's the final spell. You are your father's son. I will not stop you. Well, we might as well say goodbye. You and your creatures, but against an army, are you sure? I will crush them. Do not worry. Yeah, I don't really feel like we need anything more than we have already. Yeah, we have a huge army in comparison. This is not even to mention like the fact that I have a bunch of demons. I neared the battlefield. There was time to turn back and complete my preparations. I could not hope for a victory without a sizable regiment of undead. Oh, hilarious. Because I did that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are all those guys going to just stay there, or are they going to be included? I can't seem to move. Okay, here we go. The warm, palpitating stench of humanity hung in the air as I set foot upon the battlefield. Companies of soldiers littered the field. They eyed me with menace and resolve of a pack of wild dogs. Gone hungry for days, they would find me a difficult meal to swallow. My undead gathered around me, protecting me with every sinew and utterly focused on those that threatened me. Several of the soldiers closest to me faltered and stepped back. One trembled as he reached for his sword. I could feel his heart pounding despite the distance between us. Willard, the captain of the Marns guard, stepped out from behind a tree and fell next to me. I'd convinced him after all, and he had followed through. I looked in his direction, and he nodded grimly, his sword at the ready. In his distance, someone broke from the opposing formation. A city guard, one of Willard's men I recognized from the battlements. A cry of pain signaled that the defector had been cut down. Willard swallowed hard, but he held his ground beside me. A horn sounded from the gate, followed by shouts. The tension in the air shifted. A thunder of boots charged at me like a coming storm. The battle was here, and I met it head on. How does Legion of the Dead work? Attempt to raise a dead body as a zombie. Dude, I'm just gonna summon... I'm summoning the demon had through to join me in this battle. I am also going to summon Lilith. Like, this has got to be the final battle, right? At least that's the vibe I am getting from it. I love that I've just moved an army into the back lines. Oh my god, we have so much mana. Wish I had more halberds. Failed. Okay, you're done. Two shots with the halberd. Let's move these guys up so that they are in the way, including famous characters such as Bob. And of course, Zombie Annie. Bones. I want to leave some room for those other guys. Zombie Jenko. Zombie Brigands. Zombie Venetian. Brigands. Zombie Rebecca. It's more about having the important characters up right now. All right, let's start looking at these guys in the back lines here. It's much harder to grab these guys because they're so far away. But I have so much mana that I can afford a few casts. They're doing fine. They're doing God's work. Well, maybe not God, but the new God. Yeah, I can't. I wanted to recruit the resistance, but I told Svit I was trying to become a lich, and he was like, "Oh, okay, we're done here then." He was like, "This conversation is straight up over. I will not help you with this." Which, like, fair. Can't really blame him for that one. It was a gamble. Bonedict. I'm out of magic. So I can cast Death Focus. Get a couple more in here. Oh, those characters all have muskets. I am now just seeing 99. Hit her in the back. Nice. Oh my god, and he crits the other one. But I did. That was a great turn. Lilith. Let's bring you here. Oh my god, she hit for 725 damage. How much do you think this guy hits for? 294. 640. Well, I mean, he is a greater demon. Hi, Mona. I don't know, man. I think I'm just gonna have Willard stand in front of me. He's gonna be my personal guard in this fight. I'm just trying to kill all the guys up there. What do you think, Mona? Do you think you can win against the guards? We do have demons, but we're losing a lot of zombies. I like that one of them tried to kill the demon. Oh, you're stinky. I still love you, though. Oh my god, it's so funny seeing them attack the demons. Oh, it's our turn again. I gotta put you down, Moni. We have murdering to do. Murder. Toast. Honestly, I feel like I'm gonna have to move up just so I'm not failing this cast every time. Yeah, it's like 28% on these guys in the back. I will do that. Yeah, that's way better. No, that didn't work. Zombie brigands. Try to kill those gun characters. I love that we have just like so much magic that I can just be like cast, cast, cast. Halberd wielding Venetians. So useful. Let's move you like there. Swing and a miss. Skeletor, this is a job for you. You've never failed me. Man, that zombie soldier just hauled ass. I love when they get the crit. Just do so much damage. Olive swords. Too many of these guys have swords. Sword, halberd. Out of magic. My demons. 500 damage. 100 damage. Willard. Come up and guard me. Panthu. You will also move up. I could have done this with so many less zombies. Only one that could ever reach me was the Lich of the Country Mans. Sound like the song of a preacher man. Yeah, let's try casting Legions of the Dead. Failed. Oh yeah, that's a very good spell. We could have certainly done this with so many less zombies. like comically less zombies. But it does feel good to do it with this many. I do kind of wish there was like an auto combat. There is like, if you play on like the easiest difficulty, there is like a no combat mode. Where it just sort of calculates how many troops you have. But I'd rather just see like AI take over. That's more my jam. Have we even lost a soldier? Oh no, wait, we definitely have. We've lost quite a few. I did forget that they had guns. No, I clicked. Okay, that's fine. You got halberded. You know, I could probably just do... Oh, right. This is the only thing that doesn't actually take, like, movement points. Jacob? Jacob? Okay, out of magic. Yeah, you guys are gonna start running? Is that the plan? Can't imagine why. Good old stabbing time. Nice. As the last soldier fled, the battlefield stood still. Death floated on the wind with wonderful notes of coppery blood and festered flesh, lusting to join my ranks. My thought immediately turned to Gervais. I looked around for the target of my efforts. I'd seen him earlier commanding from safely, but he did not number amongst the dead. The north gate portcullis slammed closed, and there I received my answer. The coward had fled. But the bars were no match for my thralls. They broke through, and we passed into the streets of the city. Most fled at the sight, but some threw themselves on the ground in supplication. I commanded one such supplicant to her feet. Where has my uncle gone? Get back, you devil! Tell me! That way, my lord, toward the castle! The townsfolk who had not fled parted as I made my way through the streets. They cast their faces to the ground and wailed in fear, calling out to their god to spare them. I followed the streets towards the only place where Gervais would go, his precious keep. As I neared, the young mercenary shakily raised her musket. She couldn't have been more than 16, but she had told me to stop. I love, the streets are just like lined with people. Fewer. Do I need to needlessly kill this person for doing their job? I'm gonna shove her to the ground. The place was quiet and empty. In the haste, Gervais had left an obvious trail. Up then to his audience chamber, and the arrogant man had draped himself upon his chair like it was a throne he so coveted. My nephew. Old man. I'm not so old. You look as spent as me. Have you seen yourself lately? He wheezed. I saw that his blood poured out of a wound in his gut. His precautions had not been secure enough, and he had been wounded somewhere along the way. You are wounded. It seems I am not so popular with some of the people. I do not know if they take your side out of fear or fealty. Perhaps it is convenience, the enemy of my enemy and all that. One of them knifed me as they sought refuge. You are a soldier. You can survive a knife. Why then, you even built a hospital. That's true. I've had worse injuries than this, though I suspect that I may not live long enough to seek a doctor's hand this time. I shall see to it that you do not. A faint flicker appeared somewhere in my mind. Something reached out for me. The form of my father coalesced like mist in the morning. He watched over us from above, his lips speaking words that did not reach my ears. He was still distant, but he smiled as he watched, not angry for once. Would you at least indulge a broken man one chance to convince you? No, I'm just going to stab him. I'm going to stab him with the blade. I know that he knows necromancy stuff as well, so I don't trust that he doesn't have some sort of secret last ditch. I stabbed him as he stabbed my father. I had even kept his own blade for this purpose. The dagger plunged deep into his chest, forcing its way past his ribcage with a satisfying pop. He seized, and a sound caught in his throat before blood poured out of his open mouth. This is for my father, for Zelig at last. It's the least you deserve. He convulsed, choked on his own blood, and finally slumped where he sat. The deed done, I looked up in the form of my father. He felt further away and yet closer than I'd ever known. My boy, you know that we haven't always had the best of times, but here I see you having done what you must do for me. Your reasons may be your own, but the gesture is for my benefit. Now, with your power, you must bring me. He turned and looked into the distance. There was something there, something both warm and cold, something bright. I knew that it was beyond me. He drifted towards it before turning back. No, it is so close now. You can bring me back. You have the power. I do not wish to move on. Do I? I'm a man of my word. I'll bring you back. Quickly then, the light. I can't resist it for much longer. Though I had not yet uncovered a spell to return a spirit to the land of the living, I was now in a dark power in its ascendancy. The tapestry of life and undeath was clear to me. I called for a servant. Zelig needed a living body. A man stepped obediently into the room, hands clasped before him. A young man barely past 20, handsome in a pretty waifish way. His eyes widened when he saw Gervaise's body, and his step faltered. Gesture for the servant to join me. I reached out, the veil parted for me, and I grasped Zelig's essence and pulled. He cried out in shock, and it was a brief moment. I knew my grip was the only thing keeping him tethered to this world. As I released him now, he would be trapped, a spirit without a body, unable to pass on to the afterlife, but fading slowly as his memory frayed with time. I'm trying to, like, we hated our father, didn't we? I am a man of his word, my word, though. Also a man who has two cats in this room who look like they're up to no good. Troublesome. Turned to the servant. I'd laid my hand on the young man's chest and channeled my power into him. His scream was short but filled with a sudden realization as the veil was torn from around him. The servant's spirit was ejected from his body, and Zelig's soul eagerly filled the spaces left behind. Yes, yes, I'm alive again, and such a young body, years at my disposal. The way I see this is just another powerful necromancer. My darling boy, to look upon you with living eyes again. Aldous wishes to speak with you when he returns. Do not leave the city. Of course, I will remain here, my darling. Clearing the keep of those still loyal to Gervaise was a simple task. My thralls dispatched them in short order and piled up their bodies for when I was ready to conscript them. Once I was sure I would find no blade in my black as Gervaise had, I summoned my supporters. They had been the most loyal after all. They deserved my personal attention. Diedrich, my father, Albert Hoffman, Bones, Zombie Annie, Bob. Can I speak to Annie? I approached the creature that was once my lover to see it staring curiously at the ceiling above us, transfixed by some thoughts. What are you looking at? Wind, air, outside. Do you love me still? Obey. Yes, obey. I wish I could talk to Bob. Diedrich fidgeted as his eyes darted around the room at my thralls. As I approached, he clasped his hands behind his back and straightened up like a schoolboy being addressed by his headmaster. You've done it then, it's over. Soon we will move on, Koenig. All of Rolstein will see my power and will tremble. Yes, my lord. Is there anything else? What of Sophia? Do you have plans with her? He He turned his face away. When he spoke next, his voice was thick with emotion. She died during the fighting. We never had the time to show our love. Death is but temporary. I will raise her and gift her to you. His face paled. No, you mustn't. That's no Turk. No, thank you, my lord. What of you? What will you do? Just live, I suppose. Help put Marns back together. A lot of folk died today. There's a lot for the city to reckon with, and that's going to take time. Well, with your help, the city will flourish again in no time. I don't need to be totally a jerk about this. Dietrich's been a bro. You may go. Albrecht stood beside a servant, the body that now belonged to Zelig. Zelig smiled as I approached. Young master, a masterful coup, well done. Gervais is dead, Marns is ours. Vengeance is sweet, is it not? Ours. Marns is mine. This is but a small taste of the glory that awaits. Cunning, the capital, but why? With the fraternity of her father, surely. Don't be a fool, Albrecht. The queen will not abide the fall of Marns. If we don't go to her, she will come to us. Or you do not think I'd be satisfied with Marns, did you? I don't want to call Albrecht a fool. It feels mean. But I will. As you say, young master. I'm glad to call you son. Blood or not, you've done me proud. This man's approval meant nothing to me. Though I may have once craved such comments from my father, I found I no longer cared for this man Zelig. Was it because of undeath that had sapped me of my most human feelings, or had I simply moved on with all I had learned? I suppose it didn't matter. Zelig could serve as the Baron while I'm gone. That's probably not a bad idea. I'll need someone in charge of Marns in my absence. I will have you as Baron. I mean, I did bring him back. Why not? Why, yes, of course. It should have always gone to me, you know. Things would have been far simpler. We all played our parts in saving Rolstein from Venice's aggression, and yet Aldous and I were passed over. Gervais always was skilled at ingratiating himself to those in positions of power. If you impress me here with your work, well, Marns is but one city. Do not squander my gift, Zelig. Make most of this second chance. Of course, I will not forget what you've done for me, my darling. I wondered, though, as I turned away. I recognized the impression of immortality that filled his eyes, the rush that comes with feeling unstoppable. Only time would tell if he would heed my words, or if I would fall to if he would fall to another knife or some reckless death of his own making. These are all my allies, are they? As I made for the stairs, I heard the echo of Aldous' voice floating on the wind, summoning him to me once more. It was time I turned my back on the keep and my supporters within. Time I turned my back on Marns. It was time to visit Aldous. We had much to discuss. Stabbing babies, perfectly fine. Calling an old man a fool, on the other hand. Crossing a line, absolutely. He has been our absolute homie. He kept every single secret we had safe. We literally walked through our house with the first skeleton we ever raised, and he was like, don't get caught. Like... Impressive work, young man. With Gervais dead and Marns in our hands, nothing stands between us and the rest of Rolstein. We mustn't wait long. Surely news of Marns' fall is already on its way to Cunning. The longer we dally, the longer the Queen has to muster her own forces. You won the Battle of Marns easily. With our combined power, no mortal army will challenge us. The Queen's defenses are strong, but it is for naught. Her men will fall and rise again to fight beneath our banner. Our numbers will swell until our horde becomes a tide that consumes the world. I wish to rule the world, not destroy it. We must be clever and leverage the fear of the people of this world. They can serve us in their own free will, or they can die and serve us in death. That seems fair. That seems like the kind of thing that I would actually do. I'm not trying to kill everybody. They will all serve us one way or another. We will give them glorious purpose. Finally, everyone will see the power we wield. They will understand. We will be as Prometheus, providing a light in the darkness. And like Prometheus, we will be worshipped as gods. And you, young Turg, what will you do once you've claimed the world? will sleep for a time. I'd probably continue to keep studying necromancy. Just always get more powerful. There's so much to learn and much to discover and an eternity to do it. A worthy goal, and we will see it through. Come, the world awaits. And the world we claimed, though the battles were long and bloody, humankind does not readily embrace change, and it fought us with every resource at its disposal. But of course, it was all in vain. Each death only served to further or empower our forces. After all, we'd overcome mortality, mastered it, and bent it to our very will. One by one, the countries fell. Rolfstein took mere weeks, then Venice followed soon after, bolstered though they were by a desperate alliance with the Habsburg. The Ottomans were massively resourced, but they crumbled before us before the year was out. We rolled across Europe. I was at the siege of Gdansk in 1734, where Russians and Poles alike perished and rose again to join our ranks. The continents fell, Europe, Asia, the Americas, all of them. One by one, the people knelt at our feet and accepted their chains, until finally, our hold was complete. The centuries have passed, we've remade the world in our image, and what a glorious image it is. Achievement unlocked, Darkness. Yeah, this is the world I want as a big necromancer. Darkness by Lord Byron, 1816. I had a dream which was not all a dream. The bright sun was extinguished, and the stars did wander darking in the eternal space. Rayless and pathless, and the icy earth swung blind and blackening in the moonless air. Morn came and went and came and brought no day, and men forgot their passions in the dread of this desolation, and all hearts were chilled into selfish prayer for light. And they did live by watchfires, and the thrones, the palaces of crowned kings, the huts, the habitations of all things which dwell were burnt for beacons. Cities were consumed, and men were gathered round their blazing homes to look once more in each other's faces. Happy were those who dwelt within the eye of the volcano, and their mountainous torch, a fearful help, was all the world contained. Forests were set on fire, but hour by hour they fell and faded, and the crackling trunks extinguished with a crash, and all was black. The brows of men by the despairing light wore an unearthly aspect, as by fits the flashers fell upon them. Some lay down and hid their eyes and wept, and some did rest their chins upon the clenched hands and smiled. And others hurried to and fro and fed their funeral pyres with fuel, and looked up with mad disquietude on the dull sky, the pall of the past world, and then again with curses cast down upon the dust, and gnashed their teeth and howled. The wild birds shrieked and terrified did flutter on the ground and flap their useless wings. The wildest brutes came tame and tremendous. The vipers crawled and twinned themselves among the multitude, hissing but stingless they were slain for food. And war, which was for a moment no more, did glut himself again. A meal was brought with blood, and each sate suddenly apart, gorging himself in gloom. No love was left. All earth was but one thought, and that was death, immediate and inglorious, and the pang of famine fed upon the entrails. Men died, and their bones were tombless as their flesh. The meager by the meager were devoured. Even dogs assailed their masters, all save one, and he was faithless to a corpse, and kept the birds and beasts and famished men at bay, till hunger clung them, and their dropping dead lured their lank jaws. Himself sought out no food, but with a piteous and perpetual moan and a quick desolate cry licked their hand, which answered not a caress. He died. The ground was famished by degrees, but two of the Indian cities did survive, and they were enemies. They met beside the dying embers of the altar place, where they had been heaped a mass of unholy things. For an unholy usage they racked up, and shivering scrapped with their cold skeleton hands the feeble ashes. The feeble breath blew for a little life and made a flame which was mockery, and then lifted up their eyes as it grew lighter, and beheld each other's aspects, saw and shrieked and died. Even of their mutual hideousness they died, unknowing that whose brow famine had written feed. The world was void, the populous and powerful was a lump, seasonless, herbless, tireless, treeless, manless, lifeless, a lump of death, a chaos of hard clay. The rivers, lakes, and oceans all stood still, and nothing stirred within their silent depths. Ships, sailorless, lay rotting on the sea, and their masts fell down piecemeal as they dropped the slip. They slept on the abyss without a surge. The waves were dead, the tides were in their grave, the moon the mistress had expired before, the winds were withered in the stagnant air, and the clouds perished. Darkness had no need of aid from them, for she was the universe. I stumbled over a lot of words there. The Necromancer's Tale. Thank you for playing. That was dark. You did good. I can't complete that. That was a lot. I feel like there were more voice actors than this, but I guess not. What a good game. What a great game, honestly. Well done. I'm very pleased with that. I am so curious to play it as a different path. You know, we won't be. I'm not going to do another stream of it, but like I do want to play this sort of in my off time and see what it's like. You're playing as like a female headmistress of the school, trying to keep your humanity instead of just going like absolutely insane. Obviously, I had to go absolutely insane, but you know, you gotta get the proper dark ending. If we're gonna be necromancers, we gotta be necromancers. We can't just be half-assing that. So, thank you for playing it. I'm the lead dev, dude. You're awesome. Awesome work. This has been one of my like favorite games this year by far. So few games actually do necromancy properly, I feel, and this one did a really good slow burn through it. I was literally just raving about it to one of my friends last night on a call, being like, you got to play this game. It's so up your alley. It's got like the right occult vibe, the good pacing. It reminds me a lot of games like Book of Hours, which is like very high praise. And the rating was cool, man. I really liked the story. I was curious as to where it went. It certainly hit it for me. I hope more people play it. It definitely deserves to be watched and played and enjoyed. And I cannot wait to see through it some more. So, done super well in making it. It was a ton of fun. Yeah, I'm like right away. I'm like, I want to go in now and be like, even the first like 30 minutes. That's just like the book where you like pick your own things, and then all of that changes so much of what happens throughout the game. I'm curious to see how different the game is on a different playthrough. Great game. Great game. Thank you everybody for joining us for this. This has been a ton of fun. I know it's been a little different from our usual path. A little less strategy, a little more story. But what a joy. What an absolute joy. Still wish I knew what the chicken thieves do. They got us the herbs. So we use them to collect the herbs that I had no idea where to find those herbs otherwise. Must have been hard keeping quiet through the playthrough when I was stuck. It wasn't too often. Thank you for the sub, my dude. I much appreciated. Flug. It is much appreciated. Yeah, we didn't get stuck too much. There was a few things we definitely missed. Not catching the Baron's wife with the blacksmith. That was a big one that I was like, oh, we forgot to go meet them. We knew that they were meeting in the Docks Tavern, and we never went to go find them. And then we were never able to find the guy who was using the oil of vitriol, which was obviously that alchemist that got hung during the hanging. But I have no idea where I missed that. Like, I have no idea where in the town he was or how to have found the connection. Like, we paid money to the fishwife. It was a dead end. We paid money to Gustav. And he never told us if anybody would show up. We paid them both 15 crowns, which was a lot of money. The blacksmith didn't have an answer for us. The alchemist, Bozina, didn't. But also she hated her guts, so. Borehaven, yeah. Yeah, how do you find him? That's like the one thing that I really feel like I missed. Also because I saw in the press kit, there's like screenshots. And I saw that there was one in like an alchemist lab that looked like it was like a Frankenstein's lab. And I was like, I don't know where this is in the game. I have not found this place, so. What a joy. What an absolute joy. So cool. A neat thing they have in the painterly effect here as well. I saw originally this was like in the early screenshots, this was really high and everything has kind of got this nice paint effect to it. I guess we played on low, but you can also turn it completely off. I like that. It gives like a, I don't know, man. I compare it a lot to old Sierra games like King's Quest, and it's very, very I think true to that style. So, but all right, that's gonna be it for this run of the Necromancer's Tale. My dudes over on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us. If you have watched through the whole thing, go check out this game. It's fantastic. It's a real pleasure, and we'll see you back here for the next series. Until then, bye bye.